Hello, welcome to the live stream. Wrexham away to Pontypridd United in the Adran Premier. Back to league action after the 9-0 thumping of Llandudno last Sunday. And believe it or not, it's quite nice down here, which is unusual for a Sunday. Usually, of course, it's absolutely pouring down, howling gale, Adran Premier weather. But yeah, it's a bit nippy down in Pontypridd, but not too bad for a game which Wrexham have got to look at as a must-win. Not just because we are, locked in a heck of a title challenge against Cardiff City, a team who aren't going to drop many points, let's be honest. They've only dropped 2 since the opening day of the season, and that was against us at the Globe in Buckley. We've also got Swansea, despite the fact that both Cardiff and us beat them comprehensively in the first round of games, just 1 point behind us. So we need to watch out, and with Cardiff and Swansea playing against each other today, this could be an interesting day in the fate of the league title. It could also, of course, be an interesting day in terms of our league position by tonight, because if we can do the business, it could be we go top of the table tonight, which would certainly be a statement, wouldn't it? Of course, the season splits after everyone's played each other twice. We are currently preparing today for our 9th match of 14 in the first phase. Getting into the top 4, well, I mean, that's not enough. We need to challenge for the title this year with the side that we've got. And we're certainly looking very impressive at the moment, aren't we? With a team which shows one very interesting alteration compared to what we have seen in the league so far. And that is that Faye Knox is going to come in for her first league start for Wrexham. She arrived, of course, from Bolton last month and has really made a good impression, coming off the bench, scored a goal against TNS, and then started her first game last Sunday against Llandudno in the Adran Trophy and scored a fine goal, cutting inside, riding a foul on the edge of the box and still managing to strike the ball home from outside the area. So she makes a start. It means there's an interesting question about exactly how we line up, because Nat Clark could play centre mid or could play central defender. My gut feeling is we've gone to 4 at the back with Clark and Lily Jones as the double pivot, and it's more of a 4-2-3-1 with Knox supporting the front 3. But let's see. Suckley will play through the middle, wins the ball, of course, well, holds her up, creates space with her good movement for Barker and Mahmood to break into, and after that hat-trick by Mahmood last Sunday, it's certainly quite a prospect to see her again. Although that's true of so many of these attacking players. That's such an exciting thought, isn't it? Wrexham. Barker is spectacular. So those 3 who are starting have got an awful lot about them. And then on the bench, Abby Iddenden and Rosie Hughes, both players with lots of goals and assists in them, not to mention Cara Jones on the bench as well. So lots and lots of quality for Wrexham as we go forwards. At the back, of course, well, we set a club record, a slightly unexpected club record in a way last week, when we kept our 3rd consecutive clean sheet, which amazingly is a club record. We've never done that before. It's an indication partly of the fact that Wrexham were only formed in 2018, at least in terms of us being subsumed into the Wrexham AFC setup, and so that's where the record starts. So we've only got 6 seasons actually, because basically we've had missed one out because of COVID. And so 3 clean sheets in a row is already a club record. Lizzie Craven will be looking to keep a 4th in a row. So that Wrexham side with Craven in goal, I'm suspecting we'll have 4 at the back, like I said, but it could be a 3. Clark could drop back in, as that would allow, of course, Snape and Smith to push up on the flanks a lot more, and Lily Jones and Knox to play at the back end of a box midfield. But my gut feeling is it's going to be a 4 with Lovett and Bartle in the middle. Knox, though, her first league start, and there was sort of a buzz around her when she arrived that perhaps she'd be coming in as a prospect for the future. but I really suspect not. She's young, but she's very, very good. So an interesting looking lineup. Nice to see Leah Burke on the bench as well after her first senior start last Sunday. She did very well in that 9-0 win against Llandudno. Pontypridd, well, they've had a rotten time of it, haven't they? And their side has got an interesting sort of setup off the pitch, because look, there's not much you can find out about the Adran Premier no matter how deep you dive in your research. So it looks like they've got a manager today, which is a bit of a shock, because last weekend, according to the official figures of data about who was on the bench, they didn't. The Cymru Football app is direct from the Welsh FA's official team sheet, digital team sheet, so it's exactly what is submitted to them. Last weekend they had 3 people on the bench, none of them were named as a manager. Of course, Drew Lewis, their manager, who started off this season, has stepped down for personal reasons. He will return to the club. He did a fantastic job for a few years at their youths academy setup, and they've brought a lot of good young players through. But it's gone horribly this season, as Pontypridd, of course, came up and then lost most of their players and their coach and assistant, and Paul Lewis was dropped into it. So they had no manager on the bench, according to the official digital team sheet last Sunday rather. But they have today Scott Birrell, who is their academy manager. There's absolutely nothing coming out of the club to confirm whether he's permanent or not. He has not shaken things up much. In all honesty, they don't have a very big squad, really. They've got good under-19s who have been consistently doing well against Cardiff and Swansea this season. So they've got a lot of promising youth, but they don't have an awful lot in terms of first team depth as the teams come out now. So players to watch out for on that Pontypridd team. Well, Nicole Fenton is a class act in midfield. She was the Adran South Young Player of the Year last season. She's the number 10 for them, and she is dangerous. But she's playing deeper this season for the simple reason that they don't have as much going forwards. Their centre forward, Madison Lloyd, is on loan from Cardiff, and she is a real prospect. However, she missed all of last season through injury, so she's resetting herself now with a season-long loan at Pontypridd, and well, she's been involved either as scorer or assist maker in over half their goals this season. They've played 9 games in all competitions, scored 8 goals, so it's been rough for them. And in the league, they have conceded exactly 5 per match. They're having a rough ride. Until last Sunday, they'd lost every game. But having said that, they have improved on Sunday on that, at least by winning in the Adran Trophy, a hard-fought 1-0 win at Llanelli. They've got gutsy players at the back. Caitlin Davis, their skipper, is full of heart. She's up there now with the referee. Although they're going to have to wait because Wrexham have gone off to warm up while the officials and Davis are hoping to do all the pleasantries before the match. And Molly Jones alongside her is a proper warrior, but they have been bedraggled this season. It's been tough for them. So Wrexham, no excuses, no two ways about it, must win this game. With Swansea playing Cardiff, we have an opportunity to gain points on at least one, if not both of those sides. And so, yeah, let's hope that we can do exactly that. It would certainly be a hell of a disappointment if we weren't able to come out of this game with 3 points, regardless of any improvement that the manager, Birrell, might be able to apply to this team. So, the skippers have shaken hands. The formalities are over and done with. Remember, you can get in touch using the hashtag AskWrexham. That's AskWXM on Twitter or on Blue Sky. And I'll endeavour to get through as many of those as possible. And of course, at half time, if you want to have a chat, you know what to do. Use the hashtag and send us a message and anything that you fancy, pretty much. You know, I've been trying to do a deep dive on Pontypridd history, and I've gone round town. I'm just quite impressed by it, actually. And trust me, when I come south, I'm aiming to not be impressed. I've got that big a chip on my shoulder. But yeah, quite like Pontypridd. There was one thing I planned to do that I haven't done today. I might do it on the way home, which is go to, wait for it, the birth house of Tom Jones. Yep, it's in Pontypridd, it's still there. And I'm going to go there and throw some dickers at it. So, as always, we've taken too long on the huddle, and the referee's got narked this time and has come across and angrily blown a whistle and told us to pack it in and get cracking. I think that's the first time since the first game of the season that the refs actually had to break us up. I love it. So, here we go. Wrexham kicking from left to right against Pontypridd in a game which, like I said, we must be looking at to win. And instantly, it's a throw to Pontypridd on the right. Wrexham, of course, really going so well. Our last loss against TNS, third game of the season. Good pressing that. We win it back early. Suckley now. Lily Jones instantly helping her on Barker. Smith now. Early one ends just mishit. Comfortable first touch for Hawkins. They've got an interesting backup keeper, Phelps, who played on Sunday and kept a clean sheet in that Adrian Trophy game against Lanarkey. She's a proper unit. She played for Cardiff last season and was decent in our 4-2 win against them at Denby. Here's Barker holding the ball up well. Half cleared. Smith will just be beaten to it by Lister. And here is Fenton. Good foot in that by Snape. She was impressive, wasn't she, on Sunday? Clark. Nicely. Mahmood given time to turn. Barker now. Early chance. Right foot. Oh! Suckley's there. And Wrexham have got an early lead. Wow. Took us 80 seconds. Not bad. Not bad at all. Lovely build-up, wasn't it? Mahmood fed it in nicely. Suckley gets a goal. She hasn't got as many goals as she'd probably have expected this season. Suckley's so she'll be delighted to get a nice straightforward finish there. And Wrexham off to an absolute flyer. And poor old Pontypridd, who, like I said, are having a torrid time of it this season, get off to an absolute nightmare start. It is 4 at the back for Wrexham. So here is Clark in midfield. Love it. Does well. Good ball as well. Now then, Knox is caught late. Oh, nothing given. And that's not a bad idea over the top. The pace of Lloyd is not going to beat Craven to it. And she made sure just drilling it into that fence. That's the A470 behind it. The longest road in Wales, fab fact. All the way from last Sunday's opponents, Llandudno in the north, that splits Wales in half and ends up going through Pontypridd to Cardiff. Nat Clark with a header away. Told you I'd done my research. Pointless research, but hey. Mahmood intercepted well by Jones. It's an underhit pass. Clark's onto it sharply, holding off Thomas, another loanee from Cardiff. And now here is Snape. Knox throws to Wrexham on the halfway line. Snape with the throw. Suckley on the chase. Nice to see Suckley getting the early goal, because the only time we've played here, which was the first away game 2 seasons ago, she was sent off. So at least there's some amends made there. Love it. Good step in. That's great work and a good ball too. Suckley turns. Jones didn't step in with the challenge. Lily Jones ahead of the ball and a crucial foot in that to put it behind. Medcraft just getting a toe to it. Wrexham really starting aggressively. But yeah, Wrexham looking to impose ourselves early on. Short option offers. Mahmoud, that's well read. Good challenge. Well, again, decent hard work on the right hand side to snuff it out by Angove. Now what can Fenton do? Lloyd is isolated. Lister getting up through the middle though, showing a bit of pace, but as she looks up for her, Lily Jones pinches the ball. Ooh, it's not the best pass though. Lister back in to Lloyd. First touch isn't great, but she's got players unmarked. Takes the wrong option. She had 2 players unmarked breaking into the box there. Tried to shot instead. I mean, to be fair, as I said at the build-up, she's their main goal threat, but she'd looked up then. As it is, here's Snape looking for Suckley. Good strength. Rides Jones's tackle. She does play the pass. Barker, nice idea, but it's well read. Intercepted, and now Wrexham looking to fight to win it back, and they nearly do. It's a decent little touch in to nudge the ball away from Barker, and it's a throw in. Healy, Irish left back, did well. Throw looking for Lister. Smith touched tight, doesn't quite go out. Awkward area, Thomas does well, and that's a good ball up through the middle until Lovett again steps in. What a decisive start she's had. Bartle underhits that a little bit, but Lloyd's going to be beaten to it again by Craven. Jones under it, gets a call. That's a poor touch by Healy. Now then, Mahmood through the middle, brilliant recovering tackle, but Barker's after it and the keeper just gets there first. Ooh. Mix up that, nearly costly. Wrexham continuing to make the running. Ambitious, but too straight. It's a spectacular start, like I said, for Wrexham. We only played here once. It was actually our first ever away game at this level, the Adran Premier, and we won 3-0. Then Suckley spoiled it all by getting sent off at the end of the game when the victory was already assured. Smith underneath that. Good vision by Lily Jones. Barker cutting in dangerously again. She looks so lively. Nice idea. Doesn't get it right for Mahmood, and she apologises, but again her movement and a threat when she drives into those spaces is so good, isn't it? So goal kick. Hawkins is going to go long quite sensibly, because let's be honest, Wrexham already has shown we can snap around and press very effectively. We've been winning the ball back high in the Pontypridd half. We win that. Clark quickly helped on by Knox. Snape just under hit that, and now it's Fenton playing off Lloyd and managing to feed her via the right foot of Lovett. Again, Lister's making a good run in the middle. This time Lloyd sees her, but Lovett has stuck to her, and the backspin keeps it and allows Lovett to snap in with a typical tigerish challenge. Lloyd goes down much too easily there. Doesn't ask for a foul, to be fair, just stumbled. And now here is Knox again, who's starting off from a wide left-sided position. That's a great ball, Barker. Lily Jones in support. Barker's brought it down nicely. Can she finish? Unselfish. And Lily Jones denied. Good strong hand, but it should have been 2. Goodness me, Wrexham piling it on. The Wrexham Ultras have come again. Oh, and you could see all I was chatting to before the game of Wrexham fans. It was brilliant, and they're enjoying this start. There's a stand this side of the ground, although a lot of the Wrexham fans are over on the opposite side. But again, Wrexham asking the questions. Good save that, but well, Wrexham probably should have scored. Barker unselfish. Now Snape caused a lot of problems when we beat Pontypridd 6-1 earlier this season with her corners, and here she is on an in-swinger. 2 players standing on the keeper, 2 players who just broke away, Jones and Barker. Knox is beyond her, and a line of 4 on the edge of the area looking to split. The referee is getting the warning in before anything's happened. So Snape on the ball. Beyond the far post. And can't be kept alive by Suckley. Heck of a start by Wrexham, and we're already in that situation where we're thinking, wish we were more than one ahead. The Albertina has pointed out on the sides of the pitch there's a kid in a full pink goalkeeper shirt, saying it's adorable. Can't see him. There's a dog. I can see a dog round behind the goal that Lizzie Craven's defending, but beyond that, that's under hit by Clark. Foot in from Lister, who's been getting up well to support their breakaways. They're a bit lopsided. She's on the left, trying to break forwards. There's very little coming forwards on the right, except when Lloyd breaks across. As Snape had a back turns, as Lovett played that pass in. Lister's making a run again. Lloyd knew she was offside there. So here again, Wrexham with Snape. Suckley's gone over the top. Wrexham again looking for that diagonal pass. Davis's header. Mahmood has got movements on the edge. Plays it down the channel. Barker isn't going to get to that. Davis playing it out. Good foot in by Snape to win the ball back from Fenton. It's just about got enough to make its way to Bartle. Now Barker's found a little pocket of space. Bartle's driving into that space. Now then, Smith into a good area. Important foot in, but here's Knox. She can hit them from here, and she does. She's nearly got 3 in a row. Unlucky. She scored off the bench against TNS. She scored on Sunday in her first start, and now there she is. Great strike from pretty much the same spot at the pitch she scored against TNS. What a good right foot strike she's got. And just couldn't quite find the target. Wrexham piling it on here. He already scored, hit the bar and the post. Basically hit the bar in the same move as our goal, and forced an excellent save from the keeper. It's not a bad idea. Davis is alert, but it'll go for a throw. Snape's got, as we just saw then, decent length on her throws though. I can see the kid in the pink goalie shirt now that Albertina was referring to. Good foot in. It'll be a goal kick. The ball is seen comfortably behind. The player who saw it behind, player who didn't play in the game at the Globe. Here's Mahmood helping her on. Headed partly away by Healy, but here come Wrexham again. Barker now. Healy's done well to stand her ground there. Lister puts her out of play. Throw in. Barker looking again, so threatening. Every time she gets the ball, you feel things are going to happen. Lily Jones making a run for the throw. Eventually she's used. Back to Barker. Lots of pressure on there. She's done ever so well. Smith now. Jones wants it inside. Smith wants to use Barker again. Barker drilling it into the near post. Keep it as well. Lily Jones back in. Can Knox get there? Snape on her left foot. Good tackle. Terrific tackle that. Now can they break away? Ball driven forwards dangerously by Medcraft. Well done, Lovett. Good interception and a good pass. Knox now, who's caught late, and that is not so polished by Medcraft. Gets away with the talking to, I suspect, but Wrexham again threatening. Didn't the keeper do well to get out and just save with her feet? Wrexham pushing hard here. Free kick then, another chance to load the ball in there. Nat Clark has gone up So is Bartle, as who's centre backs. Well, one of them's up there. Snape's in there too. Knox stands it up. It's flicked on for another corner. Constant pressure this from Wrexham. Ruby slippers about that shot from Knox, and wow, that was a rocket. It was a heck of a strike. So another chance for Snape to whip the ball in with menace into the goal mouth. Good run to the near post by Clark. It goes beyond now. Free header back into the goal mouth. Oh, Clark. Did she make contact? I think she did. Lily Jones has still got Snape out there. Good defending. The ball cleared by Cocaine. Suckley now. Good balance in the end though. Too many players to take on. Medgrave nudged her off the ball. Another chance for Wrexham. We are piling them up. Like I say, the only thing I'll be saying is all season really, the only real thing you would say against this Wrexham side is we're not quite ruthless enough. We score loads of goals. You feel we should score more. Here's Knox. Look at this for a run. Lovely play. Good foot in, but Knox again. Here's Suckley. Touch let her down. Caught in two minds perhaps. Was she thinking about having a shot or squaring it and wasn't sure which one? Either way, it's yet another opportunity. Great run that by Knox though, isn't it? Bartle available. Craven stands a nice ball up to Smith, who takes it well. Bartle. Barker's pulled out wide and is demanding it. Let's go back to Craven instead. Lovett. Nicely worked. Lovett's pass intercepted though. And that's a good ball then. Just too much on it. Just a little reminder though, we're only 1-0 up despite our complete domination of this game. I mean, I'm not saying I feel concerned, but it's never quite comfortable, is it? A 1-goal lead, even when you look this impressive. And Wrexham do look impressive. Here's Lovett now. Snape once more. Good running over the top here. Danger, knocks onto it. Davis covers well. Davis and Jones, the two central defenders who are their mainstays really, aren't the quickest. And Wrexham are clearly looking to get those early balls in behind. Lily Jones now. Mahmood, two players on it. Good strength. Snape popping it inside. Knox wins the throw. Suckley. Heavy touch. Typical attitude to win it back. Fair play. Lily Jones available, cuts her out and feeds it back across to Clark. Barker. Now there's movement on the left. Barker feeds her out there. Snape has so many bodies in there to aim for. Davis half clear. Barker scrapping for it. Stuck behind in the end for the corner. There's an air of desperation about the defending sometimes, understandably. Wrexham really putting a lot of pressure on. That was Medcraft again. It's a throw actually. Snape. Knox miscontrols. Wrexham win it back though. Snape. Mahmood, lovely first touch. Wrexham get the free kick in a dangerous area. Second late challenge on a Wrexham player. But Mahmood is up. Slightly surprised that the referee didn't want to have a word then with Angove. It's a free kick anyway. Wrexham 5 in the box. 5 marks by 3. That's odd, isn't it? Snape stands it in nicely. Oh, Bartle's there. Clark helps it on. Knox, good goal. Good finish. And so that's 3 games in a row that she's scored now. Barker's scored in 6 in a row. Knox is trying to catch her up. Oh, well, I thought the keeper had got enough on it then. She was unlucky. But it was bizarre, that set piece then. 3 marking, what, 6 or 5 was it in the box? And yeah, I mean, Clark ran completely unmarked through the middle, couldn't quite get on the end of it. But Knox, very composed, just fed it into the corner. And the scoreline starts to reflect the way this game's going a bit more. 2-0 to Wrexham, and Knox's accuracy was enough. Here is Cockayne working it wide to the left hand side. That's a clever pass. Lister's got a bit of space here. 2 players at the 6-yard box. Lloyd's at the near post, stretching. She's got there, digs out the shots, and it's in. Wrexham's clean sheet run ends. And I've got to say, I mean, Lloyd then, well, she did ever so well to tame that and turn, and that deflection beat Craven. Lister found so much space down the flank, did well, but the ball was behind Lloyd, and she never looked in total control, but she dug out the shot, and well, the nick on it, just wrong-footed Craven. And well, like I said, a 1-goal lead's never great, and even a 2-goal lead can become a 1-goal lead very easily, and Pontypridd just showing they've got something about them. Here's Suckley now as the wind gets up. It wouldn't be a Sunday without some form of howling gale. Love it. To Knox, lovely turn. Good cover though by Fenton. How do Wrexham respond to utterly dominating the game, and then the moment you get that breathing space, which feels like the game's over, conceding? Here's Mahmood under pressure. Good tackle by Fenton. Nick Matthews missed the first 2 minutes and apparently the whole first half. Whole first half? Don't worry, no. Great start, Reds. Listening in from South Beach. Here's Knox feeding it back. Nick, don't worry, you've only missed a couple of minutes, like you say. Bartle out wide. Smith has got Barker beyond. Clark. Good ball. Barker, though, denied. Good challenge, and Barker just looked like she was hurt for a second. She's limping back. And a strong start by Healy, who, like I said, is one of 2 players who didn't play against us at Buckley. They haven't got that many options in their squad, Pontypridd, but she's done well. The other player, well, unfortunately, her name's Cockayne. And when I tried to Google her to find a bit more out about her, putting Cockayne, Pontypridd women into Google didn't bring up the right sort of stories, let's put it that way. Barker, try it yourselves at home. Long ball over the top. Smith on the chase, won't get to that. Only Jones leaves something on her afterwards. Jones was with the Cardiff setup when she was a young player, and the Cardiff guys, who, as I've said over the weeks, are very friendly and interesting. We're saying how much they admired a real scrapper and wholehearted youngster who they're glad to see getting games regularly. There she is, heading the ball away. Clark. Healy with the miss hit. Suckley's done well there. Davis desperately gets it away. Now then, Thomas, good foot in. And Suckley on this artificial pitch, just speeding it out to the left, and it picks up and goes out of play for a throw on the halfway line. I tell you what, I think they've put far too many of those rubber crumbs onto the pitch. It looks weirdly dark, doesn't it? Really, it looks like they spread sultanas over it. And when you walk onto the actual pitch, the gate is just smothered in the stuff, like, I don't know, some sort of food fight involving caviar, food fight for the rich. That's a t-shirt I want to make. It's a free kick out on the right hand side. Pontypridd are asking questions here. Apparently those rubber crumbs are made out of old tyres. That's my one interesting fact about 4G pitches. And if you don't rake them properly, they go really weird. And they start arranging themselves in waves. And if you don't rake them, they can bounce up off the pitch and terrify people. Lloyd with a free kick over hit. Yeah. When you play at Harrogate, they never, well, when they used to play on the artificial pitch, because they had to stop when they got into the Football League, they were they played on an artificial pitch, and they never raked it. And Wrexham's goalkeeper Rob Langton always looked petrified at back passes because the ball would bounce up and hop at him, because you say these black crumbs, they arrange themselves like in waves if you don't rake them. God, there's too many on this pitch. Look at the way they all fly up when the ball's passed along the floor. That shouldn't be happening. Too many spare rubber tyres in South Wales. See, they get everything down there, don't they? Not I've got a chip on my shoulder, but you know. The ball fed out by Lovett to the left hand side, right in front of the Eat More Chips banner. Don't let salads win. That's a political manifesto I can get behind. Long ball by Craven. Suckley beaten. Crucial header that by Jones. Suckley again though. Now then, Mahmood has got options to the right, looking for Smith. Will she get there first? Yes, but only just. Good ball then. But she can't get the ball into the goalmouth corner though. Since that Pontypridd goal, we've not imposed ourselves quite as you'd like us to, have we? And all of a sudden we find ourselves in a game. Once again, we are trending worldwide on Blue Sky. Ball played in short. Barker, nice turn on a weaker foot. Back onto her right, and that ends the danger. For now at least. Mahmood tackled. Mahmood will want to just get into this game a bit more. Early cross is a good one. Now then. Oh, nothing. Sorry. Got a bit overexcited, but the flag was up. Bartle thought she was in there. So did I. Sorry about that. But yeah, but again, AS Wrexham trending on Blue Sky, worldwide that is, which is always impresses me for the women's games. Now then, Mahmood. Oh, it's a good recovery, that by Healy. Barker, early ball's a good one. Suckley though can't get the leverage on the header. But we are wasteful at the moment, aren't we? Mahmood has just hurt herself as well. So, let's have a look as help comes on the pitch and the players get across to get some instruction from Jenny Sugarman, who I'm sure will be suggesting that we need to reset and get back to the approach which was dominating completely the game. 2-1, but frustrating for us that we've lost that run of clean sheets, and also that we've let Pontypridd back in. Mahmood is not looking too distressed, but you never can tell, can you? Right knee, right shin, perhaps. Actually, is it a hand he's looking at? Might be. Yes, he's up. I think it is a hand, that's the problem. Okay. That's not necessarily the worst thing. She'll have to leave the pitch for 30 seconds, but you would assume she's going to be fine. She's, like I said, looks like a hand injury more than anything else, and although she's looking ruefully at it, she should be alright. Nobody, well, 3 Wrexham subs warming up, but none of them are actually warming up with any intent. Becca Saviuk's just come out to ask how she is, and she's already waiting for permission to come back on. So 2-1 to Wrexham. Should have been more. And now as a result, we're having to have a bit of a scrap here. We've not put Pontypridd to bed yet. Angie C68 on Ask Wrexham says, come on Wrexham, keep pressing forward, liking the look of Knox the last few weeks. Yeah, she's a class player, isn't she? And that's a good ball by Clark, and Suckley, typical long range efforts. She's audacious, isn't she? The only goal she'd scored this season before today was from a similar range at Swansea. Poor touch by Thomas. Suckley, good sharp turn. Smith has been getting into some good advanced positions. Barker tries to drag back, doesn't work, but she's still running at Jones. Oh, it's a lovely cut in. Now can she finish? Good save. Lovely run. Barker then looking for a worldie. Suckley, that's good, gets it out of the crowd. And Wrexham is moving it around quicker here. Knox feeding it in. Again, good last ditch defending by Jones. Brilliant run that by Barker, wasn't it? Chopping one way, then the other. Knox runs into trouble. Now then, Lloyd has got pace as well as size, and she's done well here. Bartle coming across, heavy touch. Needs 2 bites of the cherry to feed it back to Craven. And Craven is calm. Clark mishits it though. Sloppy this. Thomas drilling it in. Good effort, good effort. Wrexham there, bit sloppy at the back. Nothing wrong with Craven's pass, but that was close, and it was drilled in. Nice idea, just off target. The Wrexham fans making noise, just looking to encourage their team because they're letting Pontypridd stay in this game. Smith. Nice. Jones around the corner. Oh, she's got a fair amount of blood coming down off her knee, Lily Jones. Looks like she's been caught by a blade, perhaps. Here's Lovett. That's a nice idea. Mahmood now has got Suckley attacking the box. Barker at the far post, looking for Suckley, too close to the keeper, who's had a good first half. Good point. I'll just get that in a second. No, Wrexham's threat snuffed out for the moment. Mahmood. Yeah, good point from Big Hands, I Know You're the One. Now there's a name. Saying that the crumb probably is on thick in order to counteract the fact that Wrexham pass it around so well. That's a good point, that. Lloyd after that, and good work by Craven. In fact, that will need defending. Healy put under pressure from Lily Jones, and Jones does well. Good work that by Craven. Read the danger bird at the top. Yes, it says, fun fact, the black bits are called crumb rubber. I suspect they're laid on extra thick to offset Wrexham's speed and fitness. 100% agree. You're quite right. Bartle, that's nice. In the half space, Barker again, all right foot, looking for Smith. 3 players in the box. Smith can only pick out the first defender, but it's mishit by Davis, and another chance for Snape to whip it in. She's signalling early. My driving instructor would have liked that. Oh, I was ripped off, I think, by my driving instructor. She had me learning for like 18 months or something like that, and I passed first time. It was a scam. Lily Jones, actually, I said she was bleeding, and she's been sent off the pitch to be, well, patched up. She's not injured as such, it's just the referee's clearly saying she doesn't want her to have blood on the pitch. So, in swinger. That's dangerous! Oh, no. Thought for a second I'd gone straight in. If only I had the angle of those two cheeky devils with the red and black football behind the goal who were watching the match for free. The turnstile's over behind the right corner, and that's just a field on the university campus, so yeah, they're enjoying a free match. Now then, here's Wrexham again. Not for long. It's the kid I feel sorry for watching those two, because the fella in the white baseball cap who's playing footy, his heart's not really in it. It's like when I try and play with my cats and they just look at me funny and carry on watching TV. Barker now. Nice first touch. Looking for the pace of Lily Jones, driving towards that. Davis had enough of a head start, but again, by turning Pontypridd, we've gained a foothold in their half. Knox waits for Snape. Ten minutes to the break. Suckley available, doesn't reach her. Mahmood thinks of going back out wide to Snape. Clark. Smith on the chase down the right, won't quite get there first. Lister has to prod it away. Now then, Lily Jones, that's nice. Barker, can't you get the shot in? Tight angle now. Deflection nearly fell for Suckley. Clark will be beaten to it just. Ball driven clear by Angove. Nice pass, Mahmood now. Two in the middle, marked by two. Mahmood might go it herself. Good strike, just wide. Typical Mahmood effort. Couldn't quite bend it inside the far post. And notwithstanding the fact that obviously we finish games strongly, we have excellent fitness, you'd still want to see Wrexham just be a bit more ruthless in front of goal, wouldn't you? Hawkins with the kick. Smith. Lloyd. But Smith got back well. Bartle now. Back to Craven. Barry 0, Aberystwyth 0, and TNS 2, Britain Ferry 2 in the other two games. The Cardiff Swansea game kicks off later. Here is Bartle. It's a good run by Smith, and she's seen it. And all that rubber crumb has helped to hold the ball up there. Knox just waited for it to arrive, and that allowed Angove to get a heavy challenge, and Knox thinks she was fouled. Ref, I think, right not to give it. Bartle now threads it nicely. Barker again dancing past one, past two. Just got the ball stuck between her feet as she tried to get past Medgrave. Another corner, first one we've had on the left, and Knox will take this. Pontypridd leave one up the pitch as Knox prepares to take this. Bartle's lost her marker and she's underneath it. Can't direct it on target though. She gets into some good positions, doesn't she? But didn't have to work much for that, really. We'll be disappointed, I think, that she couldn't control the header. Yeah, the other fixtures are weird today. The other three games are all between teams who are next to each other. This is the only match where if the lower side wins, they can't overtake the higher side, as Mahmood can't quite rob the ball there. Now here's Lloyd, good tackle, Lily Jones. Barker, Mahmood, now there's an option out wide, and she doesn't get it right. Knox is in a great position. Couldn't pick her out. Lovett goes back to Craven. Ah, that's a nice ball again. The ball holds up nicely for Smith. Only Suckley in the middle, but players looking for a pullback. Suckley back to goal, turns. Great save. Fair play. That was a really good save. Suckler turns, and it's hard to see that shot coming in. Really well to block that with her legs. Should have more than 2 goals, shouldn't we? But we don't, and we could pay a price for that. Snape. Suckley again making a little run into the middle. Instead it's Knox. Wins the throw. TNS have gone 3-2 up against Britain Ferry. That's a game between the two sides on the cusp of the top 4. TNS would like to open up a gap. Knox. Now Suckley's quicker than the defenders to react. Lily Jones unlucky. Another effort on goal by Wrexham. Certainly have had plenty. But yeah, Lily Jones there. Well, we know that she's dangerous from that range. Couldn't quite keep it down. But Wrexham are pushing on. Since that stoppage for Mahmood, we have regained control, but we haven't scored as the ball there just bobbled away from Lily Jones, and it's Molly Jones with a good ball down the right. Fenton will beat Lovett to it. Lloyd is in the middle, and we see what she can do without much support, but that's a poor cross from Fenton. Bartle, beg your pardon. Remember, if you want to raise any discussion points at half-time, Ask Wrexham is the hashtag to use, as Barker fails to find Lily Jones, who's made some good advanced runs. Now, Barker getting back really well to win it back, and Healy stands up the pitch now. Lister's had to cover for her. Wrexham go the other way. Knox, good touch. Mahmood made a great run through the middle, but Knox, when she went inside onto her right foot, found Thomas blocking the passing channel, and Wrexham have to rebuild once more. Lovett over to the left. Snape. That's a good ball. Suckley feeding in Mahmood. Lily Jones again has got up. She's unmarked at the far post. Barker instead. Heavy touch. Lily Jones is getting into some fantastic advanced positions. There's Lovett. Here is Lily Jones. Driving forwards, and she wins it. Now Barker. She's got Mahmood and marked at the far post. Oh! How have we only scored 2? Answers on the back of a postcard to hashtag Ask Wrexham. Again, though, Lily Jones did so well to win that. Such frustration for Wrexham again. Just can't take the chance. The Wrexham fans making great noise, but we've got to be putting this game to bed, haven't we? Angove running into trouble. Clark steps in well. Suckley. Nicely done. Mahmood, snappy this. Suckley wants it square. Mahmood goes more progressive, tries to beat a killer pass. Lister tracking back well. Suckley, good work. Very aware of who's around her, and then she tries the long range shot. Did the keeper touch it? Yes, she did. It was going wide, but if in doubt, save it. She wasn't quite sure, and she's managed to claw it behind. So a bit of a free gift of a corner for Wrexham. Knocks across to take it. Yeah, what Wrexham are doing well here is that when we get the ball, Smith is tucking in to make the extra midfielder, and that springs Lily Jones forwards, and she's getting into some brilliant positions as an extra attacking player. Here's Knox, early movement around the penalty spot. That's a good ball in. Bartle hit the bar again. Oh dear, that was a great delivery by Knox, wasn't it? Bartle battled to try and get on top of that header, and she just couldn't quite get on top of it enough. So Wrexham hit the bar again. Knox delivers once more. That's a great header by Molly Jones. Bartle was charging in on that too. Goodness me, Wrexham have made so many chances in this first half. Barker. Awkward one to take. Molly Jones fighting away. It's done well. And that will allow Pontypridd to take the game pretty much at the end of the first 45 minutes. A 2-1 lead. I mean, 3 points is the most important thing, but Wrexham would really want to fill their boots. I mean, hopefully, like we said, that improved fitness or superior fitness should matter in the second half as Davis launches it, nearly puts it through the fire door into the big sports hall behind us. Barker, nice touch. Ooh, she's fouled, was she? Referee seemed to put the whistle to her lips and then change her mind there. Clark, Lily Jones turns into trouble. Healy's done well there. That was a Wrexham throw. No sign of an indication of how long will be added on. One of the problems in this league, they often don't. As Jones battling away has lost out. Smith, good tackle now. Having Rob Thomas, here's Mahmood playing it behind Lily Jones and Barker though, and now Lister can break. There've been some careless moments like that. Lloyd, it was a good ball to Lloyd, that she couldn't quite take it in her stride. It was an awkward take, and Craven's very calm. And then Lovers on the chase. Knox uses her strength well to nudge Cockayne off the ball. Now Suckley, Barker made a good run, couldn't find it. And that is half time. Wrexham in the lead, and Wrexham have got to be pleased with that, obviously. But this game should be over, shouldn't it? The amount of chances Wrexham have had, apart from the effort that hit the bar, and Wrexham scored from the rebound of after 80 seconds. We've hit the post and the bar. The keeper's made a couple of excellent saves, and we've missed a couple of close range chances. And once we got that 2-goal lead, we managed to allow them back into it with Lloyd's goal. So frustratingly, Wrexham have not finished this job off yet, as they're off to see what Jenny Sugarman has got to say, and I suspect she'll be keen to get a lot of ideas across to them, quite frankly, because we need to be able to put games to bed like this more easily than we do. Sugarman's having a lengthy conversation as she walks off the pitch. Just going to see which sub she's talking to. Is it Neve Adams? Either way, Wrexham leading, deservedly so, but once more needing to show a little bit more ruthlessness in the way that we approach this game. So remember, if you want to throw some Ask Wrexham questions, comments or queries over, I'd be absolutely delighted to chat through them. It's just looking through. It's still 3-2 at half time. TNS against Britain Ferry. And also there's been a goal at Barry and it's gone to Aberystwyth. So Barry Town United 0, Aberystwyth 1. The Swansea Cardiff game is played tonight. Well, anyway, last time out in the league, we enjoyed an excellent derby win against TNS, our cross-border rivals. And so let's relive that with highlights of our win against TNS. What a win that was against TNS, and they just maintained our strong form in the league. Something we're maintaining now, but yeah, just need to make sure we finish it off. I mean, it'd be a nightmare to drop points against Pontypridd. I'm not trying to sound patronising, but nobody else has yet. And remember last season we went to Cardiff Met? It looked like we killed our season off when we drew at Cardiff Met, who were way adrift at the bottom of the table. You know, I mean, I have a lot of sympathy for Pontypridd in their situation, but the fact is you've got to be ruthless and finish them off. Cardiff won here in Pontypridd's last home game 7-1. This has the same feel, but you know, let's get a few more goals under our belt and make it really look that way. Anyway, on Ask Wrexham, you people are in absolutely spectacular form, and as I say that, I see Nick Matthews has actually made a Food Fight for the Rich t-shirt with a man in a monocle throwing caviar at a gent in a top hat and dinner jacket with bow tie. That is class. Okay, right, I am making that t-shirt, and that's the end of it. That is genius. Yarbtina's Black Cat Wesley gearing up for goal zoomies. You can sense it coming. Go on, Wesley. That good anticipation. Oh, I forgot to say, I was angry at someone. Where is it? Oh, heck if I can't find. Oh, I know what it is. Janice, the Wrexham fan in Chicago. No, don't do it. If you have done it, you can't hear me. She says, I'm going to risk allowing my phone to do an iOS update that it's wanted to do for over a week. Fingers crossed that I'll be back. Go Wrexham. Never let your iPhone tell you what to do. You are its master. Ruby Slippers says, may the odds be ever in your favour. Yeah, exactly, because Ruby Slippers understands this is insanity. I mean, technology, it's trying to defeat us. I've just been shocked to find my laptop's working, because like I said, it died last Sunday at the game. It got drenched in the Llandudno game. I took it in, well, it was dead. I took it in for repair. They weren't hopeful, but they managed to repair it. Absolutely magnificent work. I didn't get it back till Friday afternoon, and it's a sort of Frankenstein's laptop now, because it's a long story, but I essentially had two laptops, one of which fell to pieces because two of the 4 and 7 buttons wouldn't work, you know. You know, when your bank PIN code is 4447, you need those buttons. I've said too much. But anyway, so I've got a laptop which has 2 keys that didn't work, and an identical laptop which drowned last Sunday. And they managed to retrieve the data from the drowned laptop. And they said, oh, well, you'll need a new laptop to take that data. I thought, wait a minute. So I brought in the other one, and it basically sort of, from those 2 laptops, cobbled together one laptop with half as much RAM, which hurts me as a Welshman to say, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it took its time starting up there, and I thought, oh, if that's broken, if it just won't work at Adran Premier games, I'll be gutted. It is okay. But Janice, do not update. Don't update it. Leave it till later, okay? And while she's waiting to update it after the final whistle, remember everyone, her bank PIN 4447, if you want to hack in there while it's still vulnerable before the update closes that particular window, be my guest. My gift to you. Anthony Phoenix says Pontypridd's keeper is really small. Wrexham should try more long shots. I mean, it is something you see a lot more in the Adran Premier, isn't it? There used to be the cliche of women goalkeepers not being tall enough, and you can score with long shots that are into that envelope under the bar. No longer the case, I would say, at the elite level at all, but it's still a bit true in this league. Del Morgan, of course, was fascinating, wasn't she, when we were playing Cardiff, saying about how Karen Chamberlain, who alongside Craven I'd say is the best keeper in this league, is the Wrexham had scouted and realised that she was vulnerable to that, and were trying long range shots, and of course scored from one. Barker scoring past her this season, so to show that it can be done. And yeah, you're right, she's done very well, Hawkins, as lots of other comments have said, but can the long range shot catch her out? I mean, Suckley's tried, hasn't she? Lots of other comments. Darren B, is there a force field around that goal? Big Len says, I swear that Ponty keeper has a hidden fan somewhere. Hey, don't we all? That's the only reason I can find for the balls all going so high. Steve saying, another one off the woodwork. We will stop them with wood and crumb. I like that. That sounds very Churchillian. Like the Prime Minister, not the dog that sells insurance. Oh, there's a reference that all the international fans will be bemused by. Angie C68 saying, so many chances, but Ponty keeper's doing really well. Lily Jones having a good game so far. Yes, exactly. I suppose I should try and elaborate a little bit on what I was saying before, that what we're doing is when we're getting the ball, if we don't release Smith early down the right hand side, and she has done that a few times, hasn't she, to good effect, then what we've been successful in doing is Smith tucks in and becomes a central midfielder when we're building the ball up, and that then means we've got a player extra in midfield, and Lily Jones makes a run over the top to support the strikers, and that extra player breaking forwards, Pontypridd aren't spotting it. So as a result, Lily's getting into some really threatening positions. She looks really good. You just need to take advantage of that, pick her out and see if we can't benefit from it. Let's see. Just Jim has asked a question which invites me to be miserable, so I shall, or negative should I say. Which of the Red Dragons could make the national team for the World Cup? I mean, I'd argue that the Adran Premier isn't at a stage where it's going to be providing international players just now. Hopefully it will develop in the future, but at the moment I wouldn't say there's really players on the radar as such. I mean, Lily Jones is a proper prospect, isn't she? She's very, very talented. But the sort of consensus is that the level of Adran Premier is around third to fourth tier in the English pyramid. Now, obviously, at the elite level, players going to the World Cup will be playing at the top level, the WSL level. So I wouldn't assume that's going to be really the case. There are very few full internationals in the Adran Premier, which is why TNS pulled off such a coup when they brought in Maria Francis-Jones, the right back. I mean, she played very well in the game. You just see the highlights of real marauding player charging up the flank, good defensively, but brings so much more than just that to the team. And it was pretty striking that they were able to bring her in when she does have international experience, although it's got to be said, international experience, but she gained it a couple of years ago, even though she's still, I think she's 20 now. So she was very young when she broke into the Wales team, played a couple of games, and then, well, that was it, for the moment at least. You suspect she'd probably have to move back into the English pyramid to catch the eye of the Welsh setup again, you suspect. Karen Chamberlain, the keeper I just mentioned for Cardiff, also has a full cap. So I'm afraid just Jim. Probably not that likely, in all honesty. Although we have young players of potential who knows what they'll develop into. Steve says, what can you really say at half time? We need to get better chances. I mean, better than 90% probability of scoring. Yeah, we've made a lot of chances, haven't we? And it's been quite frustrating that we've not been able to punish them as the Wrexham players start to make their way back out for the second half. Wrexham all the way out. I don't believe how we can only be 2-1 up at half time. So many missed chances and some sloppy passing from Wrexham, I'm afraid. Jenny surely won't be happy. Time to tighten things up in the second half and get some more goals. Yeah, absolutely. As High Desert Dragon says, hoping for a draw between Swansea and Cardiff later. That wouldn't hurt us, would it? Now, Idina says, can we get a Pontypridd meat pie report? Well, I mean, this is basically a university campus, admittedly with fabulous sports facilities. So there's no real food outlets as such, but there is a little thing behind the goal, just outside the grounds, and there's also one on the car park, little food huts. So if they're open afterwards, I might just get a chance and go for it. Ruby Slippers says, I can't believe I'm finally at the point where opposing teams playing elsewhere are mentioned in the stream, and I can remember their colours, locations, and how we last performed against them. So much credit to the Ask Wrexham community for my ongoing education. Oh, absolutely. I've learned everything I know from football. We are making a change at half-time. I said that Jenny Sugarman was chatting at length as she was walking off the pitch, and Rosie Hughes has come on, replacing Ava Suckley. So Hughes, who scored when we played here in that game 2 years ago that I mentioned earlier, getting a full 45. Didn't see any sign of Suckley being injured. Don't know though, I mean, we have such options, and Jenny Sugarman does rotate. Not personally, you know what I mean. So we resume. Immediately Wrexham having to do some defensive work. Craven gets rid. Barker as well, with that run of 6 games consecutively scored in. I mean, she'll be, I think, very frustrated in that form that she's not been able to add to that. Pontypridd with a chance to put this into the box. Davis arriving late at the far post. Jones launches that in. Bartle taking it away from Craven. It's got Hughes up on the halfway line. Good ball to her. Nice idea by Hughes. Doesn't quite pick out Barker though. And now Wrexham want offside. They don't get it though. Good tackle on Healy. Good work. Lily Jones again. Good run by Hughes down the flank. Barker doesn't see it, but she's accelerating down the wing towards Hughes. Doesn't get the pass right. Was she taken out after the ball went? Nope. Molly Jones was racing back to try and regain her position. She's the one who stays down. She clattered into the back of Barker. Physio's on. So Wrexham looking to develop that ruthlessness. I agreed with what Wrexham all the way said. Wrexham will be frustrated. Jenny Sugarman, I think, well, you assume making that change for tactical reasons. Hughes, of course, will really look to run in behind, stretch that defence. Molly Jones doesn't look great here. They can't afford to lose her. We saw in the game at Buckley when we won 6-1 that Buckley's three central defenders can get dragged around quite a bit and pulled out of position, and so they wouldn't want to lose Jones, who's a real mainstay. She's limping, but like I said before, she's a player with a bit of grit about her, and you suspect it'd take more than that to put her out of action. Now the miscontrol. Pontypridd have to stick with the back four for now until Jones comes back on. Bartle back to Craven. Snape, good first touch by Knox. And she was looking for Rosie Hughes and he made a good run right to left. Lily Jones again high up the pitch, helping to press, and Gove managed to bypass it. Good pressure again by Wrexham. And calm work by Cockayne to turn away. Mahmood can't hold off Thomas. That's a good idea through the middle. Wrexham starting sluggishly, just when you want to see them impose themselves. Smith Barker's nice little pocket. The switch is on here. Knox is making the run and she's been spotted. Now good run by Lily Jones. Knox feeds her in. Pass back in. Didn't quite take enough care over it. Lloyd now up against Bartle. Bartle just put under pressure. Craven. Smith. Barker goes over the top. Smith runs into trouble. Clark does well to get there. Smith again. Bartle. And then Barker. Lily Jones is available. There's space on the left for Snape. Barker made a great run. And that's a good ball. Knox now. Two players at the far post. Knox goes alone. Good save. Keeper was off balance then. She anticipated it going across her. It went to the near post. Cheeky idea by Knox. And again, Hawkins does ever so well to just get her balance back and prod it away. And the frustration continues. It wasn't the orthodox move by Knox, and it nearly worked, drilling it at near post. Now then, Lily Jones, that's good. Good ball in. Keeper's managed to get enough on it. Barker again lurking behind. That's a good idea, but not on target from Smith. Wrexham continuing to put on pressure. These goals just won't come. Medgrave. Pop back into a bango. Oh, they weren't secure in doing that. That gives them well to get Bartley away. Lily Jones again. Barker now. Left-footed. Keeper does well. Good pressure by Wrexham from the goal kick. Again, the keeper alert. So Snape will take the corner. In swinger. 3 players lurk around the penalty spot. 3 in the 6-yard box. Mahmood on the edge. Bartle's got goal side of her marker again, and she's after that. Hughes nods it in. Oh, it's a big save. 2 big saves. I think Hughes first and then Barker. Oh, wow. Tell you what. Harris is having a screamer. But she just can't be beaten. Knox now, awkward ball bouncing away from her, but she'll pick that up and gets past Angove now. Lister can't stop her either. Barker screaming for the switch. Knox sensible. Smith helps it on. Now here is Barker on the right foot. 3 players in the box. Delivers for Mahmood. Oh, man alive. We're living in their box again. We just can't get the finishing touch. I mean, fair play. Harris is having a cracking timing goal. And we're just not making sure with the finishing. Now then, last time they played a short goal kick, we won it back rather cheaply, and Mahmood's in here. Angrove's done well to get it. Clark wins it. Barker again on the right foot, drilling it. Unlucky. But we are penning them in now. You get this in sort of junior football sometimes, where teams take goal kicks and it just comes straight back at them. I think sensibly it's going to be a long goal kick this time. Try and get it clear. He'd try and turn to the defence. Fenton after this. Craven's there. Bartle. Comfortable. Snape's available. Knox. First touch taking her inside. That's a great ball. Mahmood now. Can she finish? Can she get there? Another great save. Why does she hate us so much? I I've said it before and I've said it again. Nothing will come of any good from South Wales. I'll tell you what, Anna Hawkins, great work, isn't it? I mean, she's just outstanding. Mahmood again. Good tackle, Molly Jones. But this is just, I mean, if we thought she was doing well in the first half, she's already made more difficult saves in the second. 9 minutes played in the second half. How we've not got a third, I don't know. But will we regret it? Snape with the in-swinger. It's swept in and dealt with. Snape will have another go. Bartle still beyond the far post. Snape just showing a bit too much of the ball there to Healy, but she's kept going. Oh, good foot in as Jones is looking to shoot. Knox. Lovett did well just to block Fenton off, so give Knox a bit of extra time. Smith quickly out to the right. Mahmood, lovely skill, that's a foul. And is the ref going to take further action? Because you remember, yeah, there were 2 heavy challenges in the first half, weren't there? The first one was from Medgraven, so the ref's patience runs out. It's good officiating, to be fair. I think she's right. Medcraft had the warning and she goes into the book. Yellow card. So Wrexham with a free kick on the right. Medcraft is booked as it's got a lot on it. Awkward for the keeper. Does well to palm it away. Another corner. So yeah, Medcraft gets the first yellow card of the match. The right-sided centre-back. She'll have to be careful now. She got pulled over to the left out of position and yeah, decided to try and stop the attack by taking over the team. At least she's on the opposite side from Barker generally, which, because that's always a large, but it could end in a card. Now then, Bartle in the danger area. Oh, Clark can't finish. This is just getting daft now, isn't it? Just chance after chance after chance by Wrexham. It's incredible to get this deep into a game where you've made so many chances. We've only got 2 goals. Lily Jones again. Angove prodding it to Thomas. Heavy ball. Cocaine can't sniff her out, and now it's Clark. Threading it. Oh, that's a nice idea. Good tackle again by Davis. Hughes grips it in with pace. Keeper can't deal with it. Oh, I'm going home. Just come on. Lily Jones's touch there. There's something you'd normally rely on, but this is just getting weird now. Here's Wrexham coming forwards again. Hughes as well. Good work. Now, Knox. Can she feed it through? Smith. Snape. Only left foot. Good shape on that, but again, Jones fighting away. Love it. Typical. Showing heart, stepping up the pitch to win it back. Good work that now. She needs help. She's fouled, isn't she? Brilliant stuff by Lovett, just looking to step in to midfield and just introduce something different. In the middle of the pitch, Lily Jones has got her head in her hands. She's such a wholehearted Wrexham fan, and she's so frustrated that she didn't take that chance. She's feeling it, but we all know that when Lily Jones feels it, she puts a bit of extra into her efforts, and that's saying something. She's lurking on the edge of the D now. Snape has got everyone beyond the far post. Jones makes an interesting run, clearing space. Snape floating it in onto the keeper. Good take. Hughes got up well. It's something I've never considered. I need to ask Del Morgan next time she's on comms. Little things happening when the ball's coming towards you, stuff happening going across your vision as a goalkeeper can really put you off. I don't think I've ever played against a striker with a ponytail, and Hughes' ponytail then surely made it a bit more difficult to follow the ball coming in. Good hands by Harris, who, as we can see, is the greatest goalkeeper in the history of football, myself not included. That's a decent idea. Bartle read it, and the flag was up anyway. Bartle, by the way, her 6 consecutive games scored in ties the club record. Oh, it's a good ball, Lily Jones now. So determined to make amends. Davis comes to her. Barker, brilliant touch. Can she finish? Left foot, good block. Wants it on her right, doesn't she? Clark, squeezing it in well. Hughes, that's good. That's good, good vision. Oh, flags up though. Well, Lily Jones frustrated. Must have been close. But the flag goes up and she's denied. Yeah, Barker, who of course had a shot then, as I mentioned in the build-up of that attack, 6 consecutive games scored in equals the club record. It's not the league record. Wrexham have got a record of 9 consecutive league games as a record, and that has been done twice by, of course, Rosie Hughes. But the actual record in all games is 6 as Clark treads on it. Knocks, nice idea, Mahmood drills it. Oh, I missed again. Oh, you know, I looked up to see if there was a flag, and all I saw were all the Wrexham ultras who were level with the edge of the area on the far side, all throwing their heads in their hands. They can't believe it either. Mahmood has been one-on-one twice now in the second half. Missed them both. I mean, it's such one-way traffic, but Lloyd is, as the game has to be stopped there, bang on the head. Yeah, Lloyd is dangerous at the other end, and you never know. They've played a few balls in, they've gone a bit straight often, a bit too straight, but if they get one right there, Wrexham could be opened up. As it looks like a nasty whack in the mouth, I think, for Angove. She's okay. Just checking on her teeth, really, I think. But yeah, she doesn't look to be concussed or anything like that, but just taking a knock from the back of Rosie Hughes' head onto her mouth. So the physio's having a look. Hughes has gone across to apologise. It wasn't deliberate. So, oh, Nick Donlan with a harsh, burning zinger. Nick Donlan. I'm beginning to think Lewis O'Brien's been coaching the women on finishing, mate. Too much, too soon. Wasn't that the specials? Mad Al noticed my corny quip, or attempted quip. It was Lloyd who took the whack in the face, and she is okay now. She'll have to leave the pitch because she's had treatment. Ruby slippers. That's a nice Ask Wrexham picture of Fry from Futurama. Okay, let's get real here. He sprayed the ball with gold repellent. So down to 10 for the moment. Lloyd will come back on. At the moment she's ruefully feeling her teeth. Barker tackles back. Lovett will have to be alert here. Under pressure from Lister. Sensibly doesn't go back to Craven. She's got too close to her to make that viable. Snape. Knox being pressed well by Angove. Tell you what, down to 10. Pontypridd are very front foot. The player short. Wrexham can play themselves through this press. We should have opportunities, although now Lloyd is back on the pitch. Good ball by Clark. She's been very good on possession, hasn't she? Just keeping the ball moving as Knox now. Just looked up, players making the same sort of run weren't really available. Smith looked to find Barker. couldn't. Craven under pressure from Lloyd is calm. Clark. Yeah, they've tried to avoid dropping as deep as they did in the game at Denby when they really did tire badly. Here's Knox. Oh, it's a good idea. Unlucky, Hughes can't quite get there. She's dragging out a lot to the sides as she does. She's got such good lateral movement, Rosie Hughes. She's trying to drag defenders out to allow space for Mahmood and Barker to run through the middle. And let's be honest, Mahmood has been 1-on-1 twice in the second half already. So Hughes' movement is working. It's a different approach, isn't it, to Suckley's? Now then, only Mahmood in the middle, so Hughes doesn't deliver. It's persistent play by Healy, good tackle. Throw, level the edge of the box. Hughes snapping in well. So here come Wrexham again. Rosie Hughes, good tackle. Davis stepping out from the back and doing well. That's good work. Snape just stopping Fenton from getting a turn in. But Pontypridd moving it around well. Lister's under pressure though. That's good. Now then, Rosie Hughes, everything to her right. Oh, and she's not managed to pick out either Wrexham player. Jones does very well though. Mahmood back to Barker. That's lovely. Hughes, can she finish? No. Looks for the pass instead. Barker on her left foot again. And she's gone over her ankle there. Ref stops play. So maybe she was fouled. Looks like a free kick. Snape starts wandering up. I was watching her thinking, yeah, she's going to fancy a shot from that sort of range. Knox has put it down, mind. Lily Jones, of course, is able to shoot from that sort of area, but she's not on the shot. And Snape, you'd think, is the favourite here. Such a good striker of a dead ball. Lily Jones has gone standing in an offside position to block the keeper's view. Barker's there as well. They need to clear out from there, obviously, before the ball's struck. Knox is there as well. Barker comes out. Lily Jones is still in there. 5 in the wall, plus a runner. Jones comes out and Knox goes underneath him. That was never testing the keeper. So Hawkins to take the goal kick. Good foot in by Hughes. Just gets away from her, but does well. Thomas, that's good. Good tackle by Knox. Throw then to Pontypridd. Tom Streeter is also watching with his cat. Who's excellently named Saison. That's an important head in there. Either after the seasons or the beer, I guess. One or the other. That's a good ball. Bartle now. Danger here. And danger again. Hughes nicked it away from Hawkins. Danger again. What am I talking about? I've no longer understand football. I'm falling to pieces when the ball's in the box. But Hawkins just mishandled that then and was nearly punished. It's a rare occasion where she's not caught the ball, but she was looking to patty cake it down, wasn't she? And Hughes was right there. Couldn't capitalise. Yeah, Tom Treater says that Saison, his cat, is complaining that I was told there'd be goals. I want goals. Or the laser pointer. Yeah, absolutely. Here's Bartle. Smith. Clark can keep this moving as Hughes drops off, feeds it on. Barker out wide, just trying to make something happen. Taking on Lister. Delivers, and again, safer hands that time. Yeah, she just palmed that previous cross down, didn't she? And just gave Hughes a chance, but she couldn't do much more, Hughes, than prod at it with her toe and hope for the best. Bartle now. Hughes making a run from a deep position. She's just drifting around everywhere, and Pontypridd aren't sure whether to pick her up. And that's lovely. Now then, Barker picking up from Mahmood, feeding it wide. Hughes, tight angle. Oh, another 6-yard chance. To be fair, a tight angle for her. You could just see then, we've been talking about that rubber crumb, and the ball just was spinning under Barker's feet. She could never quite get it to roll smoothly for her. She'd have got the shot off otherwise, but instead she squares it, and Hughes tight angle side net. And Wrexham are going to make a double change. So Mahmood is making way. She's really worked hard, but it's been the opposite of Llandudno, hasn't it, where she banged in a hat-trick. It's just not being able to get the ball past the keeper. And Erin Lovett is coming off. So Karen Allen comes on to play at the back. It looks like we're switching to a 3. Change by Pontypridd as well. Let's see how that all settles down. The other sub is Cara Jones. Throw-in still unbelievably 2-1. Hughes, that's nice. Barker is onside. Options. She picks out Snape. It's all very narrow. That's a good idea. Barker is there. Right foot. That's what a goal looks like. I remember it now. Oh, at last, Wrexham get that third. And Katie Barker sets a new club record. That's 7 games in all competitions scored in consecutively. Brilliant finish, and finally, after all those chances, Wrexham open Pontypridd up and finish it off. And it was nice, just direct, crisp football. Barker laying it off, Snape with a good return pass, and Barker drilling it in the bottom corner. And Wrexham have got the breathing space. Last time we had the breathing space, we immediately conceded, of course. So let's see us not do that, please. Lily Jones. Cara Jones' first involvement. Barker. Inspired substitution. Before either subs touched the ball, we've scored. It is Smith now. Now then, good run by Hughes, good ball by Smith. Barker arriving late in the middle. Snape's up there as well. Cara Jones. Oh dear. Hasn't got that right, has she? She nearly picked out the guy on the grassy knoll. Goal kick, and Wrexham at last with a bit of control on this. In the other games, TNS are 3-2 up against Britain Ferry. Aberystwyth 1-0 up at Barry, so no change in the second half in the other 2 games. Thankfully for Wrexham, we have had a change. Good take by Thomas as well. That's fed inside nicely. And the ball over the top for Lloyd Bartle. Had to be alert there to get there first. Corner. Tori Grenfell has come on for Pontypridd. As Bartlett to stretch. Lloyd is swinging their foot at that already. Now then, Lily Jones. Hughes making a run one way. As he looks for Knox. Barker. Good pace. Can she get there, Barker? Yes! And now the floodgates start to open. Barker gets 2 goals for herself in short succession. And the interception stopped Lily Jones putting Knox in on goal, but Barker couldn't be denied, and she strikes again. 4-1 up now. And the Wrexham fans, who to be fair have been cheering eagerly throughout, despite their frustration at us not being able to take our chances, are really making gleeful noise now. 4-1. And Wrexham have got a bit more of a realistic scoreline now. And Paul Hawkins exposed twice in the space of 4 minutes. Barker isn't going to be missing too many of those in a game, is she? And Paul Hawkins was left 1-on-1 against her. So both Mahmood and Barker have got 1-on-1. And I think, like I said, Hughes' mobility and sideways movement creates those spaces for players to get in. As Wrexham continue to push on, can we now start to take a grip and start to get a bit more ruthless in front of goal? Smith. Snape available out wide. She's looking through the middle for Hughes, who gave up her run and then realised the ball was coming in. Forces the throw, but she was offside. That's why she gave up her run. Another change is going to be made. Healy comes off. Putting a decent shift, I thought, on the left hand side of the fence. Won quite a few tackles and he stuck to her job well. Jones, Allen as well. Oh, we got an inch of his way there. Angove and Thomas, but they got lucky as well. Medcraft gives it away. Snape. Good play by Snape, and there's a good run through the middle. She spotted it. Good cover by Davis. I think she just knocked her off Hughes as well. Throw in level the edge of the area. Hughes intercepts. Medcraft, Thomas, awkward one for Lister to take off. Knox, look at the skill here. It's a lovely play. She got away from 3 of them. Can she deliver? Tight angle. Pulls it across. Jones is blocked. And that will go for the corner. The sub has just come on. Sherrod's almost seemed to think it was a goal kick. Inexplicably, let it run out. Snape at the end swinger. So Snape signals. Ball swung to the far post. Nasty one, that. That was a crucial header by Davis. I wonder if that might have gone straight in if she hadn't made contact. So Knox now, who again has looked impressive, hasn't she? What a signing. Sweeping it to the far post. Oh, Clark just couldn't get on top of it. A foot short of arriving just in time. Floodlights on here in the hills on the outskirts of Pontypridd. Wrexham have done the job. I mean, goodness me, we've been wasteful. We've been so wasteful. But ultimately, we'll come out with the 3 points and put pressure on Swansea and Cardiff, who face each other tonight, of course. And it's one-way traffic now as Wrexham look to add more. Hooked on nicely by Barker. Lily Jones has got Hughes in the middle. She knows she wants to get it in early. Here is Hughes. Takes it away from Snape, who wanted to hit it. Here's Clark now. Cute touch by Jones. Knox popping up on the right. Cara Jones wins another corner. She got her first goal of the season, of course, against Llandudno. First since March. And you feel this is a conclusion now where surely in the last 10 minutes Wrexham are going to open up more opportunities. Another Snape corner. Bartle arrives at the far post. Swung to the near. Keeper does well. Punches it away. And then Hughes wins it back. That's a good idea. Doesn't get it right, but the snapshot to try and catch the keeper out before the shot could be set for. And again, good noise from the Wrexham fans. Hughes. Pontypridd just launching it now. Wrexham happy to enjoy control of possession. Oh dear, Clark for once wasteful on the ball. Well read by Karen Allen. Lily Jones protects the ball well for Allen, but her pass doesn't quite come off. Clark looking composed again now after her mistake. And there's lots of players in support here as Cara Jones feeds Hughes. Clark. Bartle. Snape. Doesn't get away from her marker for once. She's very good at taking players on, isn't she? Smith. Again, Jones making a run to support the strikers. That ball is a beauty for Knox. Barker's in the middle. Oh! Could have been a hat-trick. Maybe should have been a hat-trick, but to be fair, she's on the stretch. What a ball over the top. Smith pinking it for Knox. And Knox is crossed just inches too far forward, and Barker couldn't get the proper contact, just trickled cruelly wide as she looked for a hat-trick. Like I said, the average for Pontypridd. Oh, was Lloyd's in here, is she? No, Bartle recovered well. Oh, Allen's giving it away. Fenton, great save. Lloyd slashes it. Oh boy, Allen immediately apologising to Craven. He was hopping in the air in anger then. But good save by Craven, isn't it? Allen losing it. It looked like Fenton was bound to score, but Craven was so quick off her line. Did really well to get the block in. And poor Fenton is going to be subbed now, having missed that opportunity. Medcraft coming off too. So yeah, Fenton, such a good player, but it's tough for her playing in a side that struggles to get the ball forwards accurately. D'Ambrosio's come on up front, or just off the striker, and on as a centre back is an ex-Cardiff youth player, Ackerman. Ball fed down the side for Hughes to chase. Davis is there turns away well. Ollie Jones appears to have stepped up into midfield here as Knox, good ball. Hughes now, options either side, looking for Barker. Oh, that's a foul. Just outside the box. That's a poor challenge. It's the sub who's just come on, Ackerman. And that was not pleasant. The referee, I guess, is... No, she's not taking into account the fact she's just come on. You have to get a card for that. Ackerman went in, studs up, I thought there. The only question for me is whether you give a card of a different colour. Poor challenge. And so close to being in the box as well. It was just a wild thing to do. Now, of course, we all know that when the free kick's this close, it can be tricky to actually get it through the wall and on target. Referee's just dragged it back 6 inches or so, which is right, obviously, because the line is part of the penalty area. So if you put the ball on the line, well, it's a penalty, isn't it? And I think bringing it back a tiny bit doesn't hurt. Snape just looked to be practicing a little. I don't know much about golf, but I think that was like a sand wedge she was trying. Tuna's sand wedge. No, it's surely too close in to try something as deft as that. It is Snape taking it. 4-player wall. Keeper's trying to peer around the side. Snape! Oh, it's a good strike! We got 5 at last. Well, Pontypridd average 5 goals conceded in league games this season, and Wrexham have matched it now. In fact, they average 1 goal scored, so I guess we've hit the average here. But that was a lovely strike, wasn't it? Snape hit it well. For the second time, Hawkins manages to get a hand to it, but just can't get a decisive touch. And now Barker is replaced. Ittenden will come on for the last 5 minutes. And Barker, 2 goals she's got. Set a club record, 7 consecutive games in all competitions scored in. She'll be frustrated she hasn't got more though, won't she? Jones is playing back in the back 3 now. She should have stepped out when I thought she'd go into midfield. Strength by Thomas. Nice ball over the top for Lloyd. Bartle has handled her well, hasn't she? She's got enough mobility to deal with Lloyd, who is quick. Smith back to Craven, and Wrexham again building out from the back. Snape. Jones had just dropped off there. Snape hadn't seen it. Allen stretching, does well, and draws the foul from D'Ambrosio. So 5 goals now for Wrexham. And the scoreline goes some way towards reflecting how this game's gone, but just like last Sunday, it could have been anything. We've had a few games like that, haven't we, this season? Now then, out comes Snape. Oh, of course, yes. I was thinking then, haven't we used our 3 substitution windows? No, we haven't, because Hughes came on at half time, and Neve Adams will replace her. Whoever is on the mobile sending the data to the Welsh FA is quick off the mark, as the Cymru football app had shown that Adams had come on before Snape had left the pitch. See, they even give him better Wi-Fi down here. Now that's a nice idea, but Davis is there. Barry Town have equalised against Aberystwyth. Ittenden does well. Just too much on that though. Carol Jones can't keep it in. The other game remains TNS 3, Britain Ferry 2. Oh, Edendon's good header. Hughes is in here. Can she finish? Forced wide. Good defending. Good ball though. Knox. Again forced wide. Good pressure. Goal kick though. The wastefulness doesn't feel quite so bad now, but I just want to see us get a freak score against somebody. Really punish someone. Because we are looking head and shoulders above so many of the teams in this league, as Hughes does really well to keep that alive. Oh, that's a high foot. Goodness me. I mean, you can't you can't do that. If I did that, I'd stay down and try and calm the ref. It hasn't worked. Dear me. It's a yellow card. I did say Molly Jones is wholehearted. But goodness me. It's a bit wild, wasn't it? Let's put it that way. Free kick. Now, we talked at half time about having a goal from distance. But we play it short. Lily Jones immediately pressed. There's 3 added minutes. Now then, Bartle with the header. And Wrexham get the 6th. Bartle punches the air in delight. And, well, Bartle was able there to just control the header over the keeper. And we've managed to score more than the average that Pontypridd concede per match. I don't know why I've been so obsessed with that. But yeah, the skipper just showing how it's done. So Wrexham restarting again. Hughes is in there now. Hughes driving forwards, no one ahead of it. What can she conjure up? Unlucky, she tries to find Edendon. Clark, Lily Jones, under good pressure from Lister. Cara Jones sensibly gets out from there and Wrexham start again. Knox. Nicely done. Cara Jones drilling it in there. She'll fight for it again. Now, can we match Cardiff's 7-1 scoreline here? Lily Jones, good strength. Pulls it back. Edendon gets the block in. Goal kick. Yeah, the scoreline's starting to show a semblance of a reflection of how this game has gone. A semblance. I don't think I'd put it any more than that. But fair play. Wrexham have persisted despite the frustration of missing so many opportunities. Edendon, that's cutely cushioned on. Knox helps it on. Hughes is on the chase here. She's done well. Tight angle. We don't blame her for having a go. She has worked selflessly since she came on at half time. Made a genuine impact. And Wrexham are finishing on the front foot. I mean, let's be honest, it's been a bit absurd, really, to be so dominant, to make so many chances and to only have 6. But that shows you how this game has gone. As Knox, one last time, coming forwards and taken by the clear player of the match, Anna Hawkins, in goal from Pontypridd, who has been utterly outstanding. The keeper's counting her, the ref's counting her down, and she has to release it. But yeah, she's been brilliant, Hawkins. A string of ludicrous saves. Wrexham have been pummeling the woodwork as well. But finally we got some breathing space, and now 6-1. It's a fairer reflection as Wrexham, with the 3 minutes of added time, almost up. Well, it is up, I think. Win a set corner, right hand side. Knox has gone, I beg your pardon, Snape has gone off. So Knox goes across the take. The way swinger. This is the first away Sunga we've taken this season. Players split around the penalty spot into a good area. Bartle heads it into the goal mouth. Oh, shot blocked on the line. Hooked back in by Hughes. Blocked again on the line. Another corner. That kind of sums up this match. Wrexham in the 6-yard box, just not able to apply the finish. It's been a daft sort of game. And there is frustration to be had here. But having said that, Wrexham have been so dominant. Now Hughes, unlucky, gets up for the corner, heads it wide, and the referee has seen enough. That is the final whistle. Wrexham win 6-1 at Pontypridd United and go top of the table. Of course, Cardiff and Swansea will play each other tonight. And you can't call that ruthless, because we should have scored double figures comfortably. I don't mean to be harsh on Pontypridd, but they've been given a tough hand, haven't they, this season, losing so many players in the summer, losing their management team in the summer, losing their replacement manager 2 weeks ago as well. And they again battled gutsily, but again lost 6-1 to a Wrexham side that was completely in control, pretty much start to finish. Although there was an unpleasantly long period where you just wanted to open that gap between the sides in terms of goals scored up a little bit more than we actually did. It was 2-1 for far too long. 2-1 for exactly 50 minutes from the 21st minute goal that Lloyd scored for Pontypridd that made it 2-1 to the 71st minute goal by Barker, which thankfully gave us that breathing space. It was just one of those games. Hawkins was remarkable. We hit the bar twice, admittedly the first time led to our opening goal. We hit the post as well, and Hawkins just made save after save after save. There were a couple of clearances off the line, two of which came right at the end of the match from Knox's corner. And ultimately, as the Wrexham players go across to acknowledge the superb support they were given from the Wrexham Ultras, it's a victory, and Wrexham go top of the league for a couple of hours at least. So, let's have a little look back at what actually happened. Well, Wrexham started in exactly the manner you'd want. We were ahead after 80 seconds. Ava Suckley striking after the ball hit the bar. She was able to get there and knock in the rebound with her head. And at that point, you think, OK, Pontypridd surely are going to cave in here. As I've said throughout the commentary, they've averaged 5 goals conceded every league match this season, and you thought that things could get very unpleasant for them. They let in 7 at home to Cardiff in their last home match. But we missed chances. A scramble led to a good save with Harris's feet. Knox drilled a great shot against the inside of the post. And we were frustrated until in the 20th where Knox struck with a lovely finish, just feeding it inside the left-hand post. Hawkins even then got a hand to it, but couldn't quite get enough on it to push it around the post. And so Wrexham took a 2-goal lead. But that's where the strangeness began, because straight from the restart, Lister did well, found space down the left-hand side, whipped the ball into the goal mouth. Only Lloyd was in there, and Maddison Lloyd, on loan from Cardiff, did really well. Back to goal, the ball was behind her. She did well really to bring her under control, managed to spin and hit a shot which took a deflection. It wasn't going quickly, but the deflection completely wrong-footed Craven, who had no chance, and it dribbled painfully into the net. And to be fair to Pontypridd, they had their best spell of the game then. Wrexham had to work hard, and it took a while for us to create chances. We did again with Mahmoud having an opportunity straight from a goal kick, and as the half closed, we again started to pressure, but we just couldn't find that third goal. It was hugely frustrating. Half-time saw Ava Suckley replaced by Rosie Hughes, who put in a hell of a shift up front, and it just got really silly then. The chances we were making, we were camped in the Pontypridd penalty area for long periods of the game, just couldn't get that ball past Barker. He made save after save. One terrific double save from 2 close range shots. Mahmood was one-on-one twice and couldn't get the ball past her. Barker drilling a shot wide after the short goal kick didn't work out. Bartle with a close range header she couldn't keep under the bar. Lily Jones one-on-one and her touch was heavy, but finally the goal came. A lovely sharp move by Wrexham. Barker feeding in Snape on the left, who played a lovely return pass down the left channel, and Barker one-on-one prodded it first time into the bottom right corner, setting a club record. 7 consecutive games she scored in now for Wrexham. 4 minutes later, another crisp finish, and she had another. And Wrexham, with Pontypridd now really struggling for fitness, started to pile it on. A free kick conceded by Ackerman, the substitute, who went right through the back of Barker's ankle just outside the box, meant Snape had a free kick which she ripped beautifully inside the left post. And Wrexham got the 6th in the first minute of added time, when Bartle, the skipper, who was constantly finding space beyond the far post from set pieces, got on the end of one and placed a lovely looped header over Hawkins and into the net. Wrexham could have scored more, frankly, even though that was in added time. A huge scramble in the 4th minute of added time, so the ball cleared off the line twice from shots inside the 6-yard box. But it didn't get any worse for Pontypridd, who showed terrific heart and kept going just as they did at the Globe earlier this season. But Wrexham, well, were wasteful. There's no point in denying it, but certainly were able to finish the job and get that 6-1 win. Like I said, propels us to the top of the league. So the huddle goes on. There were some good performances out there. Obviously in a game you dominate like that, although you obviously have also got to take into account players missing opportunities. The strikers were all constant threats. Barker could have had a hatful, but did get 2 and took them very well. Mahmood will be frustrated she wasn't as prominent as she was last Sunday and missed a couple of more than presentable opportunities in the second half. Lily Jones getting propelled into those advanced positions that we were talking about in commentary looked really good, although she was visibly upset with herself when she missed that chance where her first touch let her down. And all around the team as well, Faye Knox, who was making her first ever league start, was terrific. Her technique is so good, the way she addresses the ball, the way she takes players on, the way she uses the ball they're passing, and she scored. So Barker, like I said, 7 consecutive games she scored in. That's 3 for Knox, who's really making a terrific impression. As down beneath us, Jodie Bartle is just getting congratulations from her parents. Lizzie Craven's running across as well. She made a hell of a save, I forgot to mention, right at the end to stop Pontypridd getting a second after we lost the ball on the edge of the area. She came out brilliantly to deny Fenton. And Wrexham, well, were really completely on top. I liked Clark's economy on the ball from midfield. Smith likewise on the right made some good probing runs. Snape was a constant threat and scored that fine free kick. Bartle handled the threat of Lloyd, who's on loan from Cardiff, is very highly thought of by Cardiff. 2 seasons ago for the under-19s, she scored over 40 goals and then got an injury which ended her season, well, wiped out last season, but she's gone on loan to Pontypridd and she's a genuine goal threat, got one today. And in a side that's struggling to score, she did ever so well. She's been scoring goals, she's been assisting, she's had a goal involvement in more than half their goals this season, but Bartle's pace and reading of the game meant that she was kept under wraps apart from when she scored, and that was something which, well, was caused by them getting around the side of the defence rather than anything Bartle might have got wrong. Lovitz was good alongside her and stepped into midfield a couple of times to really good effect. And yeah, Wrexham across all aspects of the game were good. Frustratingly couldn't quite finish, but yeah, Jenny Shugman at half time, I thought, clearly got in amongst them and reminded them of the qualities they needed, and after a bit they got ruthless and as a result got the comfortable win.